So Jack Campbell got a shutout on the 5-year anniversary of Reimer getting traded. I know, I saw. And do you have emotions? Yes, I do! Too many, at all times, in all situations! Let's go! Why not? The Toronto Maple Leafs! I guess my brand is a yell and scream. I don't script these. Are the Leafs alright? So what you get is from the heart. Welcome to LFR. Victory, Puppy Ziggy! Hopefully you can actually see him this time! Leafs! Best team. How did you miss that? You never miss when the camera's not on. Believe in yourself. Good boy, Jack. Good boy. Leafs win 4-0 over the Edmonton Oilers. Voice crack. Honestly, maybe the best game of the season for the Leafs for a variety of reasons. Not even necessarily the execution, but definitely the circumstance. Because despite the rough start to the season for the Oilers, it's about time we put respect on their name because they've been one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Even after that loss, 8-2 in their last 10. And heading into this 3-game series, if the Oilers swept the 3-game series, they could leapfrog the Leafs for first in Canada and the league. Then after that 3-game series with the Oilers, you have the second half of a back-to-back with travel against Vancouver, followed by another game against Vancouver, and then you finally return home for a 3-game series with the Jets. Not to mention Joe Thornton day-to-day, Hyman day-to-day, Muzzin with a broken face, wearing a fishbowl on his head, Austin Matthews questionable, and Jack Campbell, no guarantee he'll be back. Heck, any and all of those players, even if they get into the lineup, we know they're not going to be 100%. So not only is this next little stretch of the season crucial for the Leafs, but it has the potential to get squirrely fast. How they play in this first game against Edmonton establishes precedent, a standard for the rest of the trip, and they don't have Austin Matthews in the lineup. Yes, historically the Leafs have a winning record without Austin Matthews. Yes, the Leafs have already won a game this season against the Edmonton Oilers without Austin Matthews, but they weren't very good back then. Once again, with a banged up group and on the road, this could get squirrely very fast. Early on, Connor McDavid with the puck, he flies in, backhand chance, that squirrel is very fast. That's what I said, right? Some giveaways, oof, Maroon. The Leafs not giving the Oilers a ton to work with, but what they do give the Oilers, they tend to flub. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but their offensive zone passing didn't seem crisp. They missed the net a lot on golden opportunities. So the Leafs surviving a little bit to start, but then about 15 minutes in, they somehow draw the game's only penalty? Oilers fans, let me stop you right there. No, you're right. Generally, I thought both teams did play a pretty clean game. They were rough and they hit, but it was a pretty clean game. But nothing? Even the Oilers, but one? Like the odds of that and the consistency. The Leafs just came off a 2-game series with the Calgary Flames. There were 18 power plays combined. But in this one, okay, yeah, sure. Did the Leafs get it? Oh, they did? Okay, good. Well, fine, I guess. And he's not going to get an assist on this play, but John Tavares, underrated, hunts the puck down in the corner. William Nylander is able to retrieve it and give it to Mitch Marner. Marner just dangling guys out of their jocks. There's more Oilers sitting than standing at this point. Goes behind the net, passes to Nylander, and a dart. Mike Smith gave him this much to look at, and he found it. All of a sudden, William Threelander, he has the Leafs' last 3 goals, and it's a 1-0 Leafs lead. Now, speaking of penalties, here's what Oilers fans might have been a little upset about. Joe Thornton knocks down Josh Archibald in front and kind of screws up Mike Smith here, and he's not able to fully recover. And Mike Smith yelled at someone after this play. I couldn't really tell who it was. If it was Joe Thornton, I get it. If it was Archibald, what kind of a teammate is that? Because it's not 100% Josh Archibald's fault that he wasn't able to set up. He was like holding on to the other goalpost to push off. Like he was already losing it before he lost it. That's just my view. And the conversation at intermission with Kevin Bieksa, and he would know, Joe Thornton pushing off Archibald a little bit, like mini cross check. If you look at it, it's not one of these, like he hammers him, it's a push. And as Bieksa pointed out, it's not enough for a penalty. That has never in the history of hockey been a penalty. And maybe I'm reading into it too much. Just because it's Joe Thornton and he's 41 and also the Leafs are in first place. But something I've criticized with this team for years, not even criticized, they were young. Of course, they don't know what it takes. And specifically, I brought this up many times in series against Boston, they didn't know what they could and couldn't get away with. Joe Thornton, surely by now, knows what you can and can't get away with. Same goes for Simmons, even though he's not in the lineup, and Jason Spezza. Sure, the rulebook has changed a little bit since they were young men in this league, but Come playoff time, as we know, they dial the rulebook back a few years. And, on occasion, random regular season games. So that's a nice little heads-up play from Thornton, and I was wrong. Tavares did actually get an assist on that one, and good. He deserved it. Now, that was the lone power play goal. A minute later, the Leafs get their first even strength goal with Connor McDavid on the ice. They did a masterful job in this game with McDavid on the ice. TJ Brodie with the puck, Oilers applying pressure, and he almost gives it to McDavid, but Marner is able to bat it out of the air and swipe it to the other side of the ice to Riley, who gives Joe Thornton a breakout pass, super underrated bounce off the boards, perfectly tape to Thornton. Thornton leaves it for Tavares, who's able to pick it up, draw a couple Oilers in. He's so good at doing that with defenders. Gives it to Mitch Marner, and look at this from the Oilers. Darnell Nurse biting way too early on the Mitch Marner shot, but check out McDavid's effort here. What is that? Now, part of me is like, no, that's not McDavid's fault. It's Nurse's. How are you supposed to control the gap from your knees? And I'm like, no. McDavid's making sure the puck doesn't go to Thornton, who's also wide open, except he's still wide open. It just felt like with the speed he's capable of, if he goes back, he can maybe get a stick in the lane. Maybe I'm expecting too much out of Connor McDavid to be Superman. But Mitch Marner with the shot, it's a laser, and it's in his 10th of the season. He loves using that new toy, and it's 2-0 Leafs after 1. Could have been 3-0. Zach Bogosian setting up Alexander Barabanov. But he was robbed by the skate of Alexander Barabanov. That was an unfortunate play, and he had one really big boneheaded giveaway to Connor McDavid. But overall, Barabanov, who's this team's like 15th forward, playing on the second line, he's looked really good, really hungry over the past couple games. Comment in the comment box down below. Next time someone's got to sit, I don't think it should be him. I tweeted that, and a lot of people seem to agree, and they also took it as an invitation to jump on Jimmy Vesey. That is who I would take out, but like, guys, it's an embarrassment of riches. Honestly, I think Jimmy Vesey's fine, but the standard for this team just keeps going up. Not even once this season have the Leafs put a guy in the lineup, and I watch him play, and I'm like, oh, that guy sucks. Ooh, what a breath of fresh air. For real, think of some of the Leafs teams you've watched in your lifetime. Okay, now don't, because you already thought about them once. You don't deserve to have to think about them again. So as the game wears on, it becomes more and more the Leafs defense and Jack Campbell's job to hold down the fort, until Tyler Ennis runs into his brain, and Justin Hall, I love this new thing that he does where he punches guys who touch the goalie. And to give you an idea of how away the whistles were in this game, no one got a penalty from that. Even if they had given Hall a penalty, I'd be like, yeah, all right. Nothing? Okay. Means you don't have to play 4-on-4 against McDavid and Draisaitl without Matthews. If I was an Oilers fan, I'd be screaming for 4-on-4 there. Meanwhile, Dave Tippett tried to attack the Leafs' fourth line, but here's what's great about the Leafs' fourth line. It's difficult to do. And this is a perfect combination of a little bit of luck and putting yourself in a position to succeed. Because, oh boy, this isn't good. Connor McDavid is part of a partial 3-on-2 heading into the Leaf zone. Tries to pass it, and it hits Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in the skate. He must have been trying to go to Darnell Nurse wide, and he would have had a wide open shot there too. What happens next? I'm not sure who the right-handed attacker is for the Oilers at the right side of the screen, but if they manage to get the puck before a sprawling TJ Brodie, not only do the Leafs have a sprawling defenseman on the ice, but he probably gets it to McDavid, and Lord knows what happens after that. But Brodie does get to it, shanks it perfectly to Jimmy Vesey, who perfectly hits Jason Spezza. I know people aren't high on Jimmy Vesey right now. That was an amazing play by him. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Jason Spezza, fake slapper, old school roofs it. Oh, get him a statue on Legends Row. I love people going, how doesn't Mike Smith know that Jason Spezza is gonna do that? Why, just because you've seen him use it a couple times? I know there aren't many NHL forwards taking clappers off the rush these days, but you know who's one I've seen do it and score with it? Jason Spezza. That was the 346th goal of Jason Spezza's career. He's got a few moves, and it's 3-0. And as long as we're talking about Jason Spezza's career stats, folks, gather around. We need him to rack it up. We need him to keep racking it up and get as many points as possible. Because right now, Jason Spezza is sitting on 952 career NHL points. Next year, he's got to A, re-sign with the Leafs, B, hit point number 1,000 as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and C, win his second cup. Amen. high like Spezza. And yeah, take it easy on VC. I know every season we gotta have at least a few players who we beat up on. How about this? If he's the worst Leaf right now, he's the best worst Leaf we've had in decades. Period number 3. And in the third period, this fourth goal, I was trying to figure out what happened here. It seemed to escalate so fast. Here's what I saw. Muzzin goes to dump the puck into the Oilers zone, but Zach Hyman changes the course of the puck just enough so that it doesn't ring around the boards, but it actually bounces off the end board. That little change in direction caused Ethan Bear enough trouble that Pierre Engvall was able to use his speed, swoop in, and clean him out. After that, Zach Hyman and Darnell Nurse battling in the corner. Nurse is sort of holding on to Hyman, but he lets go of him, which we now know was a mistake. That's a tough call, and it's also right in front of the ref, but at some point you gotta go, you know what? It's late in the third period, and they've barely called anything at all. Although, in fairness, the one penalty they did call was a hold. And you're down 3-0, you might as well go for it. Instead, Zach Hyman is able to break free, but there's still another fail-safe. Here comes Connor McDavid! There goes Connor McDavid. Zach Hyman throwing the move on McDavid, bringing it back forehand, sniping on Mike Smith. That is a beautiful goal, and in typical Zach Hyman fashion, the celebration ends up on his bum, but that has got to be it. The 4-0 goal late. I know nobody wants to hear this right now, but that is 3 even strength Maple Leaf goals. Connor McDavid on the ice for all 3 of them, and it was against 3 different lines as well. Jack Campbell shuts the door from there. The Leafs did a great job around him in this game. A 30-save shutout. 4-0 victory to start this very difficult road trip. Unreal team performance. The only 2 Leafs who didn't hit 10 minutes were Boyd and Vesey, both playing between 8.5 and 9 minutes each. Even Barabanov hit 13.5. And how about Mikheyev and especially Engvall, both over 18 minutes each with that third line that I love, by the way. Engvall is playing well enough at center right now that when Matthews is back in the lineup, Kerfoot was obviously second line center out of necessity in this one, but when Matthews is back, can go right back to Thornton Matthews, Marner, and VC with Tavares and Nylander. I've seen a few people say, hey, why don't you swap Marner and Nylander? You can do that too. It doesn't matter. You have a guy at third line center who can play third line center. It's a fast line. It's a hard-working line. It's an increasingly smarter line. It's a problem. Muzzin, obviously 22.5 minutes in his return. That's great. But to me, TJ Brody, what a game. And Morgan Riley has had some tough adventures against Connor McDavid. Over 24 minutes in this one, 3 block shots, and that pass to Joe. Ah, so good. Dermott looking so much more confident. Zach Bogosian being robbed of an assist on the Barabanov goal. In terms of a who got next sort of game, that's perfection from the Leafs. I will say this though. Earlier this season, the Canucks laid an absolute egg against the Leafs, and I said there's no way they'll have that effort again in the next game. Confidently and with my entire chest, there is no way Connor McDavid has the same game against the Leafs in Game 2. That is a pissed off gentleman. Draisaitl too, he's the one who's been killing the Leafs recently, and he had a pretty quiet game too. I know the Leafs did a good job, and they had a part in that. Oh boy, doing that 3 consecutive games, or even back-to-back, is extremely difficult. Whatever the Leafs did in this game, you gotta believe the Oilers, and especially McDavid and Draisaitl, are going to adjust for the second game of this series. Questions. Is William Nylander owed a public apology? I will hang up and listen to your answer. Way to go, Paul! Depends. It depends. As some people should apologize to William Nylander, all right? But these past few games from William Nylander has been his apology to us. Honestly, the games where Nylander didn't look that engaged, like that's weeks ago now. The effort came up, the confidence came up, but the puck wasn't going in. Now it is. And he got another game winner in this one, 15 minutes into the game. That's why that stat's a little wonky. But when you shoot the puck and it goes in, it gives you the confidence to shoot it again, which for William Nylander is always the right strategy. Keefe's 69th game, and the score was 4-2-0. Nice? Nice. TJ Brody, godsend. Oh my God, I love him so much. There's the brief moment in the offensive zone where I'm like, it'd be nice to have a right-handed guy there. But it's very rare, and TJ Brody usually handles it very well. That hasn't exactly been the Leafs' problem. And this dude, I'm sorry, he's the smartest defense partner Morgan Riley has ever had. Maybe Ron Hainsey was smarter, or as smart, but he was also in his late 30s and couldn't do as much. Brody's awareness in like little micro moments like that shank pass to VC. Just those little things, his ability to handle 2-on-1s. Oh, he changes the team entirely. It's a shame there's no fans in the stands because I think Scotiabank Arena would have a fair number of TJ Brody jerseys. Jimmy VC outscored McDavid tonight. What? That's not a question. I'll allow it. And last but not least, are we still thinking Jack Campbell can't be a starter when Anderson leaves as a UFA? Well, okay, I love Jack Campbell, and I love everything he's done, and I love that game. He's never been a starter in the NHL, right? So it's not anything about his ability, it's about his resume. He hasn't done it. Do I think he could do it? Sure, but you're taking a leap of faith. You're taking a risk in assuming that. It is going to be interesting, though, seeing what happens over the next stretch and who they give the net to, because Jack Campbell is obviously good, but who knows if he's absolutely 100%. Michael Hutchinson played extremely well in 3 games. Frederik Andersen, also not 100%, but I guess even less so than Campbell. And if Campbell rattles off a few games and is very good in them, you probably get Freddie into one, and then who do you give the net to? I will say this, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem we have been begging for several years. You got it. Congrats. One last thing, I don't think I've mentioned this on this channel yet, but have you visited sdpn.ca? sdpn.ca is the official website of the Steve Dangle podcast, and we have a shop there, and we have a live page for where we'll announce live shows when there isn't a panini going on. It's a great site. You should check it out. You should go there right now because this video's done. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. sdpn.ca. I'll see you in person after the Petrodactyl.